Thanks for tuning in to Bourbon Drop. I'm your host, Myron. Today, I am going to shoot 15 banging bourbons to add to your collection. You know, there'll be some whiskey and rye in there too, you know, just like the last video. But the reason why I'm shooting this is because I don't know if you guys noticed it, but I didn't notice it until I watched the video. I was like, where are the hundos at? I forgot to add in the hundos. I'm kind of glad this happened though, because this gives me an opportunity to go into one of my favorite proof points and go a little more in depth on some of these bottles without making the video too long. And I can also give you some suggestions of bottles that I, didn't necessarily put into the list, and I'll tell you why. So let's get into the first bottle up. We are going to start with the Weeders. So this is actually a stand-in because I don't have one right now, but this is the Maker's Mark Cask Strength, but the Maker's Mark 101. It is a very, very, very good bottle. It comes in at around 40 bucks. It's not going to break the bank. It gives you those Maker Mark soft notes, the nice sweetness to it. But like I said, it's not going to punch you. It's got just enough proof where it doesn't drink as soft as Maker's Mark, but it's still a lot softer than some of these other 100 proof and 101s that you're going to see on here today. So next up on the list, like I said, keeping it with the Weeders, this is the Bardstown Origin. Now, this has you see, I put a little bit of a dent in this bottle. So, I am liking it. I am liking it. And depending on where you go, these run about 40 to 45 bucks. I don't think I've seen them much higher than that. And it offers great flavors. 4 years old, they give you all of the mash bill on the side of the bottle. Great flavors and great price. Can't beat it. Next up, this one right here, I haven't shot the review yet, but if you guys have this in your area and you are looking to put a 100 proofer that is a banging 100 proofer on your bar, I've got to say, pick up the Ben Holiday. I don't want to get too deep off into the notes because I haven't shot the review yet, but it is definitely worth picking up. You're going to spend, depending on where you are, I know around me it's about 60 bucks. But I think you can find it. I think you can find it in some spots for around 45 to 50 bucks. And like I said in the last video, some of these bottles, when you start creeping up in proof a little bit, can get a little pricier because they feel like they're offering you better quality. I mean, you'll see that amongst this list, there are going to be different price ranges, but just keep in mind that when you're building that bourbon collection, some of these bottles are just a touch pricier than your average budget pours. So let's get into ryes now, because I think this one right here is an excellent rye. It is. It's an excellent rye. It's got those soft banana notes. It's got like that pink bubblegum note in it. I really, really, really like this Jack Daniel's rye. I think that thing is good. The Rittenhouse. This is the Rittenhouse rye. I am just going to put it to you like this. This is more along the lines of a budget rye. It's going to come in at about 25 bucks. Oh, the Jack Daniel's rye around 35, but this is more of a budget rye. If you, like I said, if you're building that bourbon collection and you just want to have, a rye on the bar in that 100 proof range, this will fit the bill. It is not horrible by any means. It is very drinkable, but it's not going to wow you and it's not going to blow you away. Next up is going to be the Jack Daniel's Triple Mash. Now, this was the first Jack Daniel's release that I had of the three that they released, being, the rye, the bourbon, and then the triple mash coming in at 100 proof. But this triple mash, man, to me, it is good. I actually prefer the triple mash over the bonded bourbon and over the rye. I mean, to me, it is that good. Still offers those banana jack notes. We are going to get into the regular bourbon now, but keep in mind, it pretty much averages out because I'm going to have some 101s and I'm going to have a 99, and then the rest of them are going to be 100. So it's kind of averaging out. All right. So this is going to be more along the lines of a budget bottle. So this is the old tub. This thing is going to come in anywhere from 21 to 25 bucks. I like it a lot. I think it offers some great Jim Beam flavors. It is a little nutty. It is a little nutty. Not bad though, but it's one of those kind of, either you get it or you don't. And in a lot of Jim Beam products, I don't tend to get it, but in the Jim Beam products that I pick it up in, I don't mind it. But I do think that it's a good budget pour. Next up on the list is going to be the Benchmark 100 proof. This is the bonded. This benchmark bonded, woo, for the first two hundo head honchos, and I'm just gonna reveal it on tonight's show because I've got so many reviews to do. I can't go backwards and release that thing. So this benchmark won the first two rounds in the 5-round hundo head honcho that I had, man. As far as a budget lineup goes, man, benchmark is killing it. I think you can find this thing for like $24.99, so this is not going to break the bank either. What else do we have? So we are going to go back to Ben Holiday. So this Ben Holiday right here, it is 60 bucks, so it does, well, like I said, depending on where you are, you can find it for 45. Unfortunately, it's 60 bucks in my area, but if you want to experience Ben Holiday, it's some really good stuff, man. I do think that it offers a little bit more of a different type roller coaster on a palate than some of the other bourbon budget offerings, but you know, it's up to you. Like I said, when you're buying a whole bunch of bottles at the same time, you have to make that decision of, do I build my collection slow? Do I build it fast? And if I am building it fast, do I wanna really spend that much on one bottle? You know, or do I just want to spread it across the board, pick up some decent budget pours, and build my collection that way? What is next? Oh, can't go without putting one of my favorites on the list, man. Knob Creek. This just has to be one of my favorites. This happens to be a non-age stated. I do have an age stated. When you put them side by side, man, like I said in one of my other videos, age is kind of nothing but a number, because when you put the 9-year-old beside the non-age stated Knob Creek, I was like, that is pretty damn good. I couldn't tell the difference. I really couldn't. I mean, just that butterscotch note, heavy caramel, brown sugar, everything that I enjoy in a bourbon with that oakiness. You can't beat it, man. And that is only going to come in, depending on where you are, around $28.99 to around $34.99. So, you know, that's not going to break the bank either. All right, time to get to the winner of the hundo head honcho. So I had 5 rounds of hundo head honcho, and this black cap, man, it's just something to be said. Now, unfortunately, I don't have one of the blue tin caps. I did have, you know, 1 or 2 of those in the past. It was good. I even did a blind. I can't remember. If you go back in my video catalog, you can see where I did a blind. I think the tin cap actually came out on top. But the black cap, to me, is just amazing. It did so well. I mean, I was blown away how well it did in the blind. One of my favorites, one of my absolute favorites, this is Wild Turkey 101. This is the paper label. You know I gotta say it with my paper label boys at, man, because the new glass turkey, I don't know. I put it side by side, and the new glass turkey seemed grainier. It seemed sweeter, seemed grainier. It seemed a little younger. I don't know. So, you know, I love these paper labels. I pick them up when I see them. I know a spot that has a ton of them, so, you know, I don't pick them up all the time, but this one has been sitting on my bar for a while unopened. I even had to get, like, I was out hunting one day and they had like the old glass 375s. I had to pick that one up. So that is a great bottle right there as well. This one might be a little controversial, and the reason why I say that is because a lot of people pick up those mineral notes when it comes to Dickel. I can get them that Flintstone vitamin note. I can get that, but it is not off-putting. It is more fruity than the mineral note. What I do pick up though in some of the Dickel single barrels is like this sunflower seed nuttiness, and then that vitamin note on top of that. And when it's really strong, that's when I don't like it. But this Dickel 13-year bottled in bond happens to be one of my favorites. All right, let's get to the next one. So this one right here is 99 proof. This is Ezra Brooks 99. This Ezra Brooks 99 is going to go for around 24 to 25 bucks. The Dickel 13-year bottled in bond is probably going to go for around, I believe it was 40 bucks, but you can see it marked up as high as 50. So, you know, I mean, certain stores just mark things up. That's just the way of the world. But this Ezra Brooks 99, it's almost like 101 light. It's not, it comes in, I guess 101 hot, because it comes in hotter than 101 to me. but it doesn't offer all of the flavors that 101 offers. It's like it does have like this nice creamy note in it, that like a nice vanilla cream note that I get out of it. It's almost got like this strawberry note in it as well, but I pick up a super huge amount of clove and cinnamon in that thing. And those are some of the notes that I pick up in Wild Turkey 101, but Wild Turkey 101 just seems a lot more rounded, so to speak, than this bottle of Ezra 99. Last bottle up of bottles that I am definitely recommending. This is a budget bottle. This is going to be your OGD bonded, man. This thing right here, it's just, to me, I get a lot of those citrus orange notes out of OGD 114. This bottle right here didn't give that to me. This bottle was like, it was almost a Knob Creek bottle. It was, caramel. It was like caramel, a little teeny bit of youthfulness, but not to where it was off-putting. Had some decent levels of char in the back. Just, I don't know, man. It didn't come off like your typical OGD bottle to me. Maybe my palate is changing, but I was getting heavy caramel, just a touch of butterscotch. I was getting that char in the back. So, this right here, I think is just, it's a good budget bottle to have in your collection. Let me get these cleared up and I will show you the bottles that I didn't recommend and why. I swear it seems like I do this every time I shoot one of these episodes. This bottle right here should have been on the previous table with the other bottles, because this is one heck of a budget banger, man. For 100 proof, you get that banana bread, banana Laffy Taffy. You get that little bit of a citrus note. You get that nice creamy caramel going across the palate. You get some char in the back. I mean, to me, this thing right here is just to do it all, man. It is one of my favorites, one of my go-tos in that 100 proof range, which is one of my favorite ranges once again. But let's get into the ones that I did not recommend. So this one it didn't, for the price, it didn't blow me away. So this is $17.92, bottled in bond, comes in at, I think, around 35, 45 bucks, something like that. I found it at a store in Maryland for around 50. So depending on where you are, the price is going to change. This one right here was actually from the Virginia ABC. I can't remember. I think it was $39.99 is what I paid for this bottle. But it's just, if I'm at the store and I see Knob Creek sitting at 100 proof and I see this, I am going to reach for the Knob Creek. This right here, like I said, I like it. It's good, but it doesn't knock my socks off, So I'd rather just get the Knob Creek, something that I know the age on it is 9 years old. Not like that makes a big deal, because we had that conversation. But just offers a little bit of those oaky notes, the brown sugar and caramel and butterscotch notes that I like, and that it just doesn't fit in that same category for me. It doesn't hit that way. But this one right here, this is the Heaven Hill 7-year bottled in bond. This was one of my favorites. Like, the first bottle I had was just incredible. It was something about that bottle that was just incredible. And then I got this bottle and I was just kind of like, for $49.99, it just, I don't know, man. It's not bad, as you can see, but it's not like I gotta go back out and get another one. It's like when this bottle was empty, then I'll get another one, but it won't be like right away, like, oh man, my Heaven Hill is empty, gotta get another one. It's not that type of bottle. It does offer some oaky notes. It does offer some good sweetness, a little bit of brown sugar, but it just, for $49.99, I just want something a little more interesting. All right, let's get into the next bottle. So this is one hell of a bottle. This is actually one of my favorite bottles. This is just so much more complex in the mouth. It is one of my favorites, which is OF 100, but it is just a little more complex in the mouth, offers the same notes, but just more in depth. It's just something about this bottle. This is actually one of my favorite 100 proofers right now. This is the Old Forester Single Barrel 100s. They typically run around 50 bucks. The only reason why, like I said, I didn't recommend it is because it's so hard to find. This is one of my favorite 100 proofers right now, but I am not going to send you guys on a wild goose chase. If you walk into a store and you see this thing, you might as well buy a lottery ticket because you got lucky that day. So Lady Luck is on your side. That's the only reason why I didn't recommend it. All right, let's get to the next one. So this bottle right here, this is Cream of Kentucky. I think I paid $69.99 for this bottle. It was close to $70 after taxes, and it just didn't do what I thought it was gonna do for me. It didn't wow me, didn't knock my socks off. I was like $70, just spent it. Jim Rutledge, X4 Roses guy, you know, I mean, like, I gave it like the treatment when I put it on the channel, and then it just didn't live up to it. And if you want to go back, you can go back and watch that review. And I was a little blown, man. I was kind of blown by that. All right, let's get to the last couple of bottles on the list, starting with one of my favorites. This was a favorite of mine. So I went from Knob Creek, I think then it was Bowman, and then from Bowman to McKenna 10, or the other way around. But once I left Knob Creek, because I felt like Knob Creek had some inconsistencies with some hot bottles. Like I said, back then I was a 100 proof guy. Some of those things that 120 mark and above, they just drank kind of hot. You know, Booker started me. I would treat myself every once in a while, but when it just came to just regular sipping, I was like Knob Creek 100s all day long. So this right here is the Bowman Hundo, and it is very flavorful. It has that Buffalo Trace note to it. It just seems a little creamier to me in the mouth. When I say Buffalo Trace note, not the typical Buffalo Trace. I'm talking about like that grapiness going on with, like, you know, that you'll find in some of the Stag Juniors and some of the Eagle Rares. But it's $50 or $55 now, I think, but I just can't recommend it because it is so hard to find. All right, next up on the list, this one right here. I remember I used to get this bottle for $28.99 on sale at the Virginia ABC. Started walking in around 2016 or so, and they were hard to find. Like 2016, 17, I think that's around the time when it won the double gold at the San Francisco Spirits, and I think it's San Francisco Spirits Awards or Awards Festival. Either way, this thing became hard to find, man. I was chasing this bottle. I was like, where are they? You see, this bottle was not open. This is actually from, it was from 2019. Now, it was bottled. I'm sorry, it was barreled in 09, bottled in 2019. This is a 10-year product, but I refuse to open this because this is the last one that I kind of got for cheap. And, you know, I think I will eventually open it. It is close to being a birthday bottle for me, but I just, you know, I want to kind of save it and just find that special occasion to open it on. But a lot of people out there say that these are hit or misses. I haven't had a bad one, and I'll be honest with you. From that butterscotch caramel note that I like, I find that in this bottle, and I have not had a bad one yet. And now they're coming in, like I said, I think it's 50, 59. Some places have them marked up 69, 75. I seen them marked up as high as $99. So that you know, that goes to tell you that, like, depending on where you go, they might hit your head, and you might not be willing to spend that much money for some of these bottles, especially when it has a question mark on it. All right, this last one just kind of breaks my heart, man. And this comes in at 102 proof. This is the new Hemingway Rye. The reason why it breaks my heart is because it is so flavorful. This is it's a rum seasoned Oloroso sherry cask. It has grapey notes, it has raisin notes, it has date notes, it has plum notes. It's just, this is a well done rye, man. It is a well done finished rye. But the reason why I cannot recommend it is because, like I said, when you are putting together a bourbon collection, a banging bourbon collection, and let's say you're trying to buy a lot of bottles at once, this bottle comes in, unfortunately, it retails for $79.99. Now, I paid $89.99 for this bottle. So that's a bit steep. But I tell you what, man, I was pleasantly surprised. But unfortunately, I can't recommend this bottle because, like I said, I was trying to put together a banging list with bottles that you did not have to break the bank for. And with that being said, let the whiskey flow. Never run out, let's head it to a drop. Till next time.